I completely forgot to test if this was working, but I think it is. Okay, welcome to my humble abode. I am currently whispering because no one in this place wakes up early. So here I am. It's not even early. It's 8 a.m. But these guys decided to go partying last night. What you learn about me is I don't drink, and I also don't waste my night. My perfect night's sleep on a night out in the rain at Spoons. So if that's your thing, then cool. But I prefer 9 hours sleep on a weekend and still having a productive day the next day. So there's beer bottles behind me, there's dominoes behind me, and it's a bit annoying waking up to it, but here we are. I signed up to this, but I love them all. I love them. I live with my partner and our mutual friend, and I love them both. But anyway, welcome to the very early stages of this freaking YouTube video. I don't know why, but I feel like my personality could come out a little bit more when I'm whispering. It's kind of like I've got some secrets to tell you, but I don't really. It just feels like I'm being sneaky. I'm so happy to finally be doing this, and it's taken a long time. But you know what? I was gonna do it last year, or technically early 2025, but I wasn't ready yet. My personality hadn't fully formed. Frontal cortex, maybe, who knows? But I just know I wasn't ready to explore this new journey, and now I am, and I'm here. And I'd like to introduce my pickle. I've got 2 pickles actually. They're kind of like every guest's comfort pickle. They're really nice. So throughout this channel, you're probably going to see me hugging these pickles quite a lot, which is fine, right? It's fine. And I was supposed to have family over today, but they cannot make it. They can't make it. So instead, I'm going to make a family here, and we're all going to have a good weekend together where we can all just chill in our own rooms and wherever you are watching this. So yeah. So today I'm going to take you across sort of like a day in my life, but also I want to share a little piece of me with you and really get to know you. So it's going to be a bonding session today. And I hope you like that. Because I don't know, I've been craving connection recently, to an extent. But this might be it. So yeah, anyway, so that's my little introduction to the morning. And you will be joining me, and I think we should get started. But for some reason, I don't want to say goodbye yet. Cheeky. Okay. I'm not motivated for today at all. But we're gonna go and do it anyway. That's what we're about here. Okay. I find doing my hair so overstimulating. It just pisses me off. I really wish it was normal to just everyone was bald and we could all just be bald. Because I think that I would be happier, and I think a lot of people would be happier too, because they didn't have to worry about their hair. Every time I get new bubbles, I just lose them all. I lose them all. So right now I've got 1. So I'm back from the run, and I just had a quick shower. Basically, I think it's about time we talk about why I'm starting this channel. So I've been doing a podcast for a while, and I've also been doing fitness content for a while. So it's always made sense to me that at some point I'm going to combine the two. But something I've always loved is sharing my journey and my perspective in a way that can help other people achieve that too. I can only imagine that if I continue doing what I'm doing and bring additional things into my life in 2026 and I want to be more curious. I want to go to networking events and talks, like TED Talk vibes, and be inspired and meet people and go to group things. I really want to go to London next year to go to events for people in media or networking for businesses. If you really think about it, even if you're not at that stage where you feel like you could be associated with those people that already go and are very familiar with that kind of life, for example, have their own business, but you don't feel like you're there yet. Well, my answer to that is you are who you surround yourself with. So at the end of the day, if you want to become that person, then you need to be with those people. And I was speaking to my colleague / friend, because she's fucking amazing and she's a very inspiring woman. I'd love to be around her, to work with her. It's great. It's refreshing to be around women who are striving to be their best. And I'm like, you are so cool. We were talking about it because there's always that imposter syndrome when you're around people who you perceive as better than you or more successful than you. But she told me when she was younger and she was doing all these like sports and stuff, like competitive sports, that she was always told, you are who you surround yourself with. So I guess that kind of alternates the mindset to really start thinking, well, I can feel like an imposter right now, but I'm becoming my environment. And having that faith in your transition is enough to get you there. So 2026 for me, I have a lot of things that I want to try. I have a lot of things I want to continue to do and improve on. And I have a lot of things that I want to really go outside the box with. And one of the biggest things is I want to meet women who are striving to improve themselves and find success in their own ways. That I really crave that connection with people. I find it really hard to find that around the environment that I'm in, other than at work, because I think at work, the network that I'm around, they're all very inspiring people, which I'm very grateful for. Outside of that, it's fucking hard to find. I'm in a city right now, and most nights I'm seeing people drunk or completely wasting their time. But at the same time, people keep to themselves. You can't just bump into someone these days and be like, oh, what are you doing? Okay, I'm doing this. Oh, we should be friends. I find that so hard. I remember as a kid, like I used to be so good at that. I used to just like go to a playground, I'd see a random kid and I was like, walk up to them, we should be friends, okay? And then we just start playing as if we knew each other. I want to start doing that, but I want to start doing that in environments where other people are there for a reason. They have a purpose. And I know that's really hard to find individually and to discover over time. Some of you might be watching this thinking, I don't think I have a purpose and stuff like that. I think that we can create our own purpose. Your purpose can be whatever you want it to be. And it's as simple as that. You might not want to be super ambitious and stuff like that, but you might have desires in different ways that fulfill you. I think for me, I just want to continue to expand my capacity to the point where there's no stopping me. I just want to keep going. I want to keep pushing. I want to see how far I can get. And I think with this YouTube channel, I think that's what this is going to be about, honestly. Because where it's going to be like day in the life and you guys get to see my routine, and I have a pretty mad schedule. But at the same time, I want to be able to inspire you and help you on your journey, because it's easy to say that I'm going to go and take myself to communities where people are going to be. It's not easy to just start a community. But again, I want to do that here. So this is a reminder, this channel is brand new, and if so far you are enjoying this, then please like and subscribe so that we can stick together on this journey. Because to be honest, like this is the first video and I want this to go forward. I want to keep going with you on this journey and see where it goes. I want to build a community where people can really be themselves and work with what they have, because it's all good saying you want to do these things, but if you're not starting from your true foundation, then building's going to be pretty hard. You can't build off a flimsy foundation. So if I have some advice for you today, it would literally be start from where you are right now. Don't feel bad about where you're starting from, and you can only go up from here if you keep trying. If you don't try, you'll stay the same. Oh God, this always gets deeper than I really mean for it to. But I think even with the conversations I have with friends, we always somehow get into this deep conversation and like existential shit. And I'm like, I love it. This is me. But at the same time, it's so heavy. And I'm like, fuck, are we going too deep right now? So on the topic of 2026 coming around the corner, and I did want to bring this up because I think I had a lot to say about it last year, and at the same time, I didn't have the proof to show that this strategy works. And so 2025, to put it blunt, has been one of the most successful years of my life. And it's hard to measure that in a way because every year you have different achievements and every year you're facing different challenges. So it's hard to like really nail what does success look like for you. And I think actually the biggest indicator, and some would say almost like a KPI, is the grit that I continue to push forward with. So I started 2025 with anemia, and that was from a very bad iron deficiency. Then I pushed through that and I managed to get back to normal, but then I got pneumonia, which I had for like 6 weeks. 2 rounds of antibiotics still didn't work. I went and professionally got it tested because the doctors were just saying it was just a chest infection. I got it professionally tested and it was indeed pneumonia. So the antibiotics didn't work, but by the time 6 weeks had passed, I'd actually began healing. And I do believe that was because of the amount of nutritious foods that I was eating. I was making sure like I would spend about 40 pounds a week on fruit. And then there was vegetables and nutritious grains and stuff like that. So I was making sure that I was eating plenty of nutritious foods, revitalizing the cells in my body, and also drinking plenty of water and making sure I was taking the vitamins that I needed. Like, I mean, this is more of a mineral, but it's iron. I needed to make sure I was taking that to keep on top of my immune system. Because I think at the end of the day, the reason I did get ill to that extent was because my immune system was so low when I had anemia. All of these things have a knock-on effect. So from then, I'm pretty scarred, to be honest, and I've been taking my minerals and vitamin intake quite seriously. And that's why at the same time I use Ditto, which are basically a PMDD supplement with natural vitamins and minerals that come out in this beadlet technology. And when you're digesting them, they basically release at timed segments in your body so that neither of them clash. Because if you do know or don't know, basically, some vitamins actually clash each other, causing them to be less effective whilst absorbing into the body. So even though they're like PMS, PMDD related, which is a whole nother story for me, it's still giving me the nutrients that I need. And honestly, I think I feel a lot more energetic every day. And I don't drink caffeine. So the amount of stuff that I'm doing, I've managed to find ways around using addictive substances such as caffeine, and using other things instead, which are healthy and natural. And that's been quite a massive thing because I think that's allowed me to find a sustainable routine. And it's all personal for everybody. I think another reason why this year's worked out very well for me is because I don't drink alcohol. And I make sure I get at least 8 hours sleep every night. These sort of things, you're setting yourself up for success. If your body is functioning well and you can move well and you feel good, then you are genuinely setting yourself up for success because you have the baseline. Once you have alcohol on a night out, you miss a whole week's potential because not only are you giving up a whole day to drink and feel you got that in your system now, it takes bloody days to get out your system. And it takes days for your brain to regain cognitive health. And I just think, what a waste of time and what a waste of bodily function and immunity. So there's different reasons why I don't drink, but efficiency with my body is definitely the number one because I get to wake up every day and have energy. I used to describe it as when you were a kid and you could just get up every day and you felt good. We all have that ability. I just don't think it's acknowledged as well because society has promoted drinking and smoking and staying up late and binge eating and all of these things. But they shouldn't be normal People put themselves into places where they're acceptable. And therefore, because it's acceptable in that group, that allows them to feel like it's acceptable for themselves. Even though deep down, if something is making you feel bad or has a knock-on effect or a consequence that's negative, why are you doing it? Because the end goal isn't benefiting you. And if you're very serious about like succeeding and growing, then I would highly recommend going sober, because you get all of your time back. You get your bodily function back and you get your cognitive health back. But it's all stepping stones. And I think this year's been a really interesting journey of building my own structure around myself, of choosing what works and doubling down on that thing. You kind of have to create your own environment. It's like being given a room full of stuff, and some stuff you don't need, some stuff harm you, some stuff make you feel good but aren't that good for you, some stuff is good for you and makes you feel good, and some stuff requires actual output, but in the end it's good for you. You've got to choose. We all have an opportunity to pick and choose what works and choose what stays and what goes. And if you want to find a way to build that kind of structure in your life to the point where you are constantly benefiting and you're able to flow every day, then I think start there. Decide what's working and decide what's not working. Because at the end of the day, this is one life that we're getting, and I don't think it's worth putting anything to waste. So 2026 could look very, very different to you to what it looks like for you right now. And if you're not sure what you want to do next year, then it's your obligation to look into what you could want to do and really look into how you would work around planning that. So something I did in January was that I created a PowerPoint slide on Canva, and it had every single month, and within every single month, it had specific goals. And then I broke down 3 things I would focus on every single month. So there would also be a slide for each month with a mood board. And my mood board right now for this month, November, is coming to life just by me sitting in front of this camera talking to you, because I didn't think it would happen this soon. But I think honestly, I'm gonna just get ahead of next year and create a smoother dive into what I want to get into. Because I think at the beginning of a new year, we all expect to just start now. But I think actually build those habits before the year begins. And once you're there, you can really dive deeper into what you're looking at. I think if you start at the beginning of a year, it can be harder to maintain those things because there's so much pressure on yourself to keep going. But if you've already installed those things into your life and allowed them to become normal, then why would it be any different to the year you've just had, the past months you've just had? So there's ways of making things easier for ourselves, and there just really is, and it's super easy. It just requires commitment, and it requires real honesty with yourself. Like, what is benefiting you, what isn't benefiting you? It's so simple. It's as simple as that. It's so easy to let things go once you've let them go, because it's the same concept of smoking. When you're addicted to something like that, you feel like you're going to miss it because you've already got the chemicals in your body it's like a brain chemical connection telling you that you need it. But once you've off it, it's no longer in your body. You no longer have those cravings for it. It's the same with sugar. It's the same with alcohol. Fat foods, like saturated fat foods. It's the same process with everything. It's the same process when you're in a toxic relationship. You get spikes of dopamine from arguments, funnily enough, because you get this adrenaline rush. So some people actually get addicted to arguing. I think I grew up in a family that was addicted to arguing. You get a rush out of it, and then it just seems normal. You know, we put things in our lives and call it culture. It's not culture. It's a bunch of lies. And it's a bunch of limitations. And I just wanted to address that because it's not spoken about enough, especially on YouTube, I think. Everybody can be quite fluffy on YouTube. And I think that sometimes that's a very good thing because everyone needs to wind down. I think that this channel definitely is not for winding down as such. I think this is a self-development page, and I think that's okay because I think you need both at the same time. But if you're still watching this, then you're here for a reason. This isn't just, oh, I'm gonna watch this video once and then never think about it again. This is the first step towards a better future for yourself and a better future for me. So this is what I love about this kind of journey, is that we can both be on it. And even though we're on different paths, there's this mutual understanding of the growth that we're going through. And I love that. It's very meaningful to share that with people. And I'm really grateful for the friends that I have that are on their journeys. And we get to share that together. And I think that's just incredible value to my life and to theirs. And it's amazing to be around people like that. As I say, you are who you surround yourself with. So this is kind of supposed to be an introductory video, but it's kind of turned into a full-blown talk. And I'm not even sure whether to put this under podcast or under day in the life. I think, honestly, probably podcast. But at the same time, this channel is going to be completely a blend of both. And I think that's cool because I don't really see that too often. You know, these are the kind of conversations I'm having every single day. And I think when I speak to people who aren't used to having these conversations and we have that conversation, the feedback I get is that it was beneficial in some kind of way. So I want to bring that to people however wide I can, so that people can start thinking outside of the box. We're all kind of very much programmed to be a certain type of way. And then that enforces self-limitations and rules on ourselves. It's important to look deeper than surface level, and I want this channel to be that for you. It's a space to be heard and to be listened to and to talk and communicate about things that really matter. So if you're very serious about next year, I would like you to consider creating some kind of presentation, PowerPoint on the things that mean a lot to you, the things that you want to work on, the things that you don't know if you can achieve but would like to achieve, and things that you want to keep doing. Because those 4 things hold the answers to what next year could unveil for you. At the same time though, I think 50% of what could happen next year is going to be completely a surprise. And in that same category, I think it will be good things and bad things. But sometimes the bad things happen for a reason. Like for me, 2025, those moments I had to grit through were so important. And also, in many cases, I would be in a completely different situation right now if those difficult things didn't happen. Because what came from those difficult situations, for example, when I had pneumonia, on the good days, I would work on my personal development. I wouldn't necessarily be on social media posting and stuff like that. I did try. But I would be looking into what I actually want from the year. It's all about strategy. And when you have a strategy in place, it helps significantly. It gives you direction. You don't need purpose, you need direction. Some would say they're the same thing. Direction is clearer. It can guide you. You can't necessarily be guided by purpose because purpose falls into too many different categories. Having those 4 questions answered will really help you map out what you want next year to look like, even if you haven't even started to consider it. And that's going to take you very far. It takes you a few steps ahead of where you would have been if you didn't do it, if you get what I mean. And every time you're going to continue taking those steps to move forward, you're going to have the same outcome. Every action leads to a consequence, and it could be good or it could be bad. It completely depends on what the action is. And another thing I want to reflect on is that choosing not to take action is an action. For example, you can choose to procrastinate, which is doing something, you are procrastinating, or you can choose to take action and move forward. I honestly think that the best way to gain clarity on next year is taking action and also committing yourself to those goals, because as you commit every single month, some piece of what this whole year is going to look like will start to reveal itself to you. And it happens in such a beautiful way. It's like, you know, the path's there, it's just covered in clouds and you cannot see anything in front of you. But every step you take, you can see a little bit further down the path. You have to almost surround yourself in the mist to be able to have vision, that is such an oxymoron. Life is very, very mystical, but there's so much potential out there for everybody, and there's so much more potential than you think you have. So take that cap off yourself and go and try stuff out. Even if you don't reach what you think is your full potential next year, we have no idea what the next few years after that are going to look like. Sometimes progress happens really quickly in a year, sometimes it's slow and segmented. We all go through different phases of growth, and that's completely normal. So, yeah, keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and keep moving. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there because I could say so much more, but I think it needs to be digestible, and I need to leave something going for the next video I record. But I really, really want to build a strong community on here. And I have no idea where this journey is going to take us, but I can promise with every action that I take with this channel, there will be a positive consequence. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please go ahead and share it to people that you also think would benefit from this chat. I know it's been pretty intense, but at the same time, sometimes you got to hear the truth. And the truth might sound differently for everybody, and this video may be interpreted differently for everyone too. But at the end of the day, this sort of deep and meaningful conversation is the root of all beginnings. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I would really like to know, have you got any plans for next year? And if you don't, how do you feel about next year after this conversation? It would mean so much to me if you could just subscribe and leave a comment and share this video with someone else that it could really benefit. Because we're all going through different things and we're all at different stages of life. But what we do have in common is potential. And I think that we all should be raising each other up as we grow. So thank you for watching. I can't believe this was the first freaking YouTube video. It feels so natural, but I think there's definitely been some privileges in the sense that I've been doing content for quite some time. It's just taken me a little longer to get around to doing YouTube. If you would like to see my daily content, then please follow me on Instagram. It's rosiemay.fitness, super easy to remember. I will link it below most likely as well. And yeah, so thank you for watching and tuning in. And I really look forward to next time. Okay.